he has got some adhab within. What is that illness? And that illness is called khawf, or fear. Fear. Worry. Concern. And this is a bad illness. And the germs of this illness, they spread. And they are very dangerous. Now this illness, it doesn't leave a person here or in the hereafter. The enjoyment of the life, it ceases, or it decreases, or it reduces. And for example, people who are very happy, even within those people, that sector, a lot of people get this illness or disease. We see that the solution to problems is money and wealth. Maybe the wealthy people, they don't have this problem, and only the poor people. No, it is not the case. Rather, maybe more over and above the poor people, the wealthy people are affected by this illness. And it happens suddenly. You are the creator. So what khawf are you telling us to go towards? How do we get rid of this khawf? Are there two opposite things? The Quran is giving us hukum of something else. The order for something else. The khawf is a great thing to have, and to have inherently within. And people in the world say, no, you don't want khawf, you don't want fear. People will call you mad. You will be a mental patient. You don't want to have khawf. But there's a difference between the two khawfs. The khawf that Allah Ta'ala is inviting towards, and the khawf that the people of the world are afraid of. The khawf that the people of the world are afraid of, and that makes them ill and a mental patient or mental sickness, this is khawf of the dunya, fear of the dunya. And the khawf that Allah Ta'ala is inviting us towards is khawf Allah, khawf of Allah, wattaqullah. Different khawf, different fear. Both are fear. Both are where a person's afraid. One is the khawf of the world, of the dunya, of what's going to happen, this, that, the other. And the other is the khawf of Allah, within which is enjoyment upon enjoyment. The khawf of Allah, and this first khawf of dunya doesn't let you sleep in the night. Khawf of Allah doesn't let you sleep in the night. Khawf of the dunya keeps you worried. Khawf of Allah keeps you worried. And the khawf of the dunya makes you cry. The khawf of Allah brings the tears. And the khawf of dunya makes you shake. And the khawf of Allah makes you shake. But the difference is that khawf of dunya makes you mad. And the khawf of Allah makes you wali Allah. Wali Allah. Say subhanallah again. Subhanallah. What a great comparison. Then in the night we get up, what should we do? I can't sleep, it's hard. Then I start doing this action, X, Y, Z. And this is reality of lives of people in the world. And it's open in the world today. We don't even think that this is a defect. We think it's fine, it's totally acceptable. And this defect is everywhere. Subhanallah. But Allah says, the other end, the opposite end, Allah's remembrance, khawf, fear of Allah. Do we want this, brothers? That we can replace the fear of the dunya with your fear. So let's ask the Quran. What is not in the Quran? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullah wa kunu ma'as sadiqeen. Subhanallah. Praise be to Allah. Glory be to Allah. Allah says, oh people of belief, create khawf in your hearts. Is Allah Ta'ala not saying this? Allah, how should we do this? Kunu ma'as sadiqeen. Those people of fear before you, who already have fear, who are developing and who are demonstrating that fear, sit with them. Take hold of their company. Spend your life with them. Imagine the cure, the solution Allah has given here. But for this ibadah, now we need to see here that you're praying salah, you've done wudu, okay? Many people, they do wudu. Even munafiqs did wudu, ablution, they did miswak during wudu. They used to rinse their mouth, gargle their mouths. They used to do wudu totally, perfectly stand. They used to pray. Was their prayer accepted? Say it loudly. No. But they stood there praying. Their tilawah, recitation, Quran, they've done wudu, everything. But from there, the other side, Allah Ta'ala said, no, their salah is not accepted. Why? What was the reason? The niyyah was wrong. They didn't have the base intention. And if we don't have the base intention correct, that action we're physically implementing will not affect us. Never say fear of Allah. Okay, fine, what's the cure? This is the cure. That go to the company of the awliya Allah, the friends of Allah. The Quran is telling us this. Why? That 124,000 companions, however many they were, that there was no one in the history of mankind who had more khawf, fear of Allah than the Sahaba. After Tabi'in, Tabi'in. What was it they had? What was the solution? What made them afraid of Allah? In 1 second of the company of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they had one sight of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and suddenly fear of Allah would come into their hearts. And they became that example in the history of mankind. The question never arose in their lives that they disobeyed Allah and made the sins. Everything could finish, but they would never sin. commit an error in front of Allah Ta'ala's orders. What was this? The blessed sight and company of the Prophet ﷺ. A second of sohbet, of the company of the pious. So here in this day and age we can do the same. So that sunnah is continuing through the decades, through the centuries, to today. And this same sunnah, you go into the company of a wali of Allah, a true shaykh, a kamil shaykh. If you sit with the wali of Allah, it doesn't take long. One blessed sight of the wali of Allah changes that person to the position of the fear of Allah. Totally, I'm telling you the haqq, the truth. But what's the reason? What's the reason? Same point. The person who doesn't pray without the right niyyah, his salah is not accepted. So how can our life be accepted without the right niyyah?